This is a time of year when we all look forward to wrapping things up, as they say. Many around the country, when they think about wrapping things up, think about presents that they're going to put under the tree for their family. We think about it as closing up business for the balance of the year, and that's really where we are. And hopefully, in a couple hours here, the House will proceed in taking up the Omnibus bill, along with the COVID relief package, along with a host of other matters that the Congress has been working to address in this past year. I'd like to speak this evening for a few moments on the significance of where we are. But I want to start with just a story that I just now received from one of my staff people back in Alaska. And she got a video from the medical staff at the sub-regional clinic there at St. Mary's. St. Mary's is a small community up on the Yukon River, and probably, I would say, 500 people, maybe more, in St. Mary's. But it's just a reminder to me that regardless of where you are, hope is coming with the vaccine. The comment that she shared is this video is a pictorial of the health aides, the PA, the physician's assistant, and personnel getting their COVID shots. It was 13 degrees out, and the mobile office where the vaccine was administered was inside a chartered Cessna 208 Caravan sitting on the airport tarmac there in St. Mary's. After the shot, she and her staff hung out in their heated trucks for about a half an hour to see if they had any allergic reactions. When none showed signs, the Caravan took off to the next village airport. Mr. President, it's just an example that no matter where you are, how remote you may be, the logistics that may be required to provide for this hope that comes by way of the vaccine. People around the country are hopeful. Our job now, as we wrap up, is to make sure that we deliver this relief quickly. I mentioned the COVID relief. I have been fortunate to be teaming with a bipartisan, bicameral group of lawmakers for the past 5 or 6 weeks to see if we couldn't come up with a proposal that could kickstart the COVID talks. And we've had an opportunity for many of us to come to the floor to speak to not only how that came to be, but the ultimate result, which was a multi-hundred-page document, legislation that totaled $908 billion, but it addressed everything from vaccine development and distribution to what we are going to do to assist our small businesses with additional rounds of PPP, to extensions to unemployment insurance, to what we can do with food assistance, nutrition assistance, what more might be done to help with rental assistance. It was truly responsive to the need. And where we are today is having moved that conversation and that debate forward, I think, in a constructive, in a positive way. We are here with a proposal. Looks different than what we had produced, but that's the nature of what happens in a body where you have to come together to sort out the issues. And what we will have is legislation that, again, like the CARES Act, is likely going to be proven imperfect, but we have to respond to the situation on the ground, whether it's in Alaska or whether it's in Arkansas. And we cannot do it too soon. So this is going to be key, and it's going to be critical. I'm very pleased that legislation that I had introduced that would extend the coronavirus relief funding, the opportunity for states and localities to be able to spend, and tribal governments to be able to spend those funds down, running up against the deadline here of the end of this year, was a real concern for so many. And so that has been included as part of this bigger package in addition to so much that is good. The carrier for all of this is the Omnibus Appropriations Bill. I have been really pleased to be a member of the Appropriations Committee for some years now. I've been chairing the Interior Appropriations Subcommittee. This is significant, certainly for our state, with oversight of our public lands and also of Native affairs, including the EPA. It's a pretty broad portfolio. We've been working on this dutifully as a subcommittee all year. All year. I certainly wish that I had had the opportunity to be able to bring my bill, our bill, to the floor for full debate by all members, and then we could move to the Ag bill, to the THUD bill, to the Defense bill, do them all separately. But for a host of different reasons, most of them all come back to politics. Unfortunately, we have not been able to do that. That's something that I regret. That's something that I would hope that we, as members of the Senate, can say we can do better. We pledge to do it better every year. We put our colleagues in a heck of a spot. Not all of us are on the Appropriations Committee. Not all of us have the privilege to be a chairman or a ranking member and know the guts and the insides of each aspect of these bills. But we come here with a process like this at a late hour and we say, this is one where you need to know that we've been working it hard. We've taken into account all the priorities and considerations on both sides. We've worked it back and forth. We've worked it with the House, and here we are. But this is not a good process. We can and we must do better with that. Now, having said that, I am very proud of the Interior bill that we have built. I'm proud of my staff. We were a little bit leaner this year in terms of our staffing, but with good leadership led by Emmy Lefosky and Nana, as well as Lucas on the team, we were able to do the work that we needed to do, and in a way that I am proud of, and proud of their efforts.